Hi there and welcome. In this quick video I'm going to show you how to import contacts into SwiftCloud. The same process is going to apply if you want to import things into the CRM. If you've got data that are for actual transactions or active leads or opportunities that you're pursuing, this importer, you'll see the pattern here. So let me just show you and you'll understand what I mean. First, we're going to import a CSV. The system by the time you see this, should also support tab separated values. Now, tab separated values are actually recommended over CSV because addresses frequently contain commas in the case of street addresses. So if a street address contains a comma, that breaks the columns. That is, since the comma is the separator in a comma separated value sheet, CSV. So we encourage you to use TSV. Once that's hooked up, you'll just see it right up here. And Google, what this will do is import from Gmail contacts, from Google Contacts. You'll need to authenticate and then give it permission, and it'll pull in the contacts. You'll see Yahoo. This may go away, in which case, if so, you can still do a CSV export from Yahoo and then import the CSV or the TSV. And you also may see iCloud here. If you are an Apple user, we want to help you synchronize to your iPhone and that sort of thing. For now, I'm going to keep it simple and just browse to find the CSV data. It does not matter what format it's in. You'll see that here in a moment. If you want to match it to industry-specific fields, for example, if you're in real estate and you wanted to, your source data includes things like home value, property value, does this person rent or own, those types of industry-specific fields, in which case we've modified the contact address book system to support that type of data, then you can do so here. Anyway, in this case I'll leave it off, but if you just turn that on, it'll just add some fields in the next step. Just go ahead and click upload. It'll think for a moment as it's actually uploading your file and chewing on it. If you've got a large file, please be patient. It may take a little bit to upload. In this stage, this is why your source data doesn't need to be in any particular format, is because we'll give you a chance to map it and match it up. So in this case, company, and then it's got the first row just as an example for what the data might look like. In this case, this is company. So I just go here and select company, email. This is pretty straightforward. And in this drop down here on the right, you've got all your possible choices. If I had selected industry-specific data, I would also have things like, in the case of, let's say, real estate, it might say home value, right? Those types of things here down at the bottom. I've always got an option to ignore the data or to import it as a comment. If you're not sure what to do with it, or if you're not sure where it matches, then just leave it as comments, and or ignore it if you don't think you'll need it. In this case, this is what name. I should probably do that, and that's first name combined. So first and last name, we'll split those up for you. You have an option to append to an existing data set if you are using this purely for marketing. You don't want these people in your address book, but you, let's say, want to send out to them. Let's say they're cold leads and you don't want to clutter up your address book, then that's an option. You can append them to an existing data set if you want, and it'll say, okay, what in this case I've been using data. So batch 333 or 4444, I can append this data to that and continue to grow the list. So if you have if you're exporting, for example, you could export just recent purchases. Let's say you're exporting from a cash register point of sale. You could export all the just recent captures and append it to your master list through that method. I'm going to turn that off because I don't want to do that. I want another test batch. I'll just call it 555. And we encourage you to tag this data, and the reason that's required is if you ever needed to strip all this data back out for some reason, let's say you wanted to flush out everything I'm importing now, we require that you have some sort of data tag. And that way you could just say, show me everybody that's tagged with 55555, and then delete it from the system. And so you can actually tag it with anything, and you can even use multiple tags. You just like so, tag 2. In this case, I'll go 55555. We should use the hash sign. This system, I think, will enforce it. But if not, go ahead and type it in. Done matching fields. Last step is, what do you want to do with this data? Do you want them to actually be and display in your contact book, or do you just want it to be marketing data where it's sort of like a list, but not in your actively used contacts? Meaning if these are people that you don't actually know and you're just marketing to them, then you probably don't want to clutter up your address book, and that's where you would just select this. So I want, in this case, only for marketing, not in my contact book. And I'm just going to import data now. It's going to think for a few minutes, give me a success message, and dump me onto the various lists that I've imported into the past. Under Tools, Outbound Marketing, Prospector, we're going to relink that other one. And here what you can do is connect an outbound sequence to the data that you just imported. So in this case, here we go. Here's all my test data. There's my test batch, 209, 5555. And if I want, I can choose to send them a test sequence, something like that. My various emails are the only ones on this. So anyway, I just go here, click so, make some notes. This is testing. And I can throttle this to only send, let's say, 25 per day, 65 per day, 200 per day, whatever it is, so that you don't spam all of them all at once. If you're sending out warm marketing messages, that's an option here. Now, obviously on these lists, these need to be warm, cleaned data, otherwise you're going to be in spam violation. If you have any questions, make a comment below and we'll update this to record.